Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So, regular setup today. I know the Yankees had a spring training game. I'm not going to cover all of them. I wanted to test out some of the new equipment that I got around here and set up, and I like the new setup, the way it's going to work. And hopefully we just build on that as the channel grows. So, the topic of today's video is Gleyber Torres and why maybe trading him right at this moment is not the smartest thing the Yankees could do. But before we get into that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to help the video, help the channel, and let's go. So, Gleyber. Gleyber was acquired by the Yankees through the Cubs organization with the Chapman trade, right? So he wasn't a drafted, signed Yankee. He came up with a bang, big first 2 years, all-star type level seasons at second base, was a massive producer. Then he went into a couple of slumps. He moved him to shortstop. He struggled. Last year, bounce back year. Moved him back to second base. Okay? And to the Yankees, he's one of the most valuable trade pieces they have at this in particular moment, because he's got 2 years left of control. And you, as we all know, the more control you have, the more valuable the piece is. And he hasn't even entered his prime yet. So you could get him with arbitration. You can get him on the cheap when it comes to salary, and that makes him valuable. The Yankees could get something back for him that's impactful. But there's a reason why the Yankees shouldn't trade him at this very moment. Okay, and in the title it says unless this particular thing happens. So when you look at Gleyber, okay, and what you would have to replace by trading Gleyber, you're going to replace the following things: a plus defender, a second baseman with a shortstop arm, a top 5 second baseman in major leagues when it comes to most main offensive categories. You know, I'm not counting like OPS and things like that. Home runs, RBIs, and average. Right? He's in the top 10 in average, but he's in the top 5 in home runs and RBIs. So that's what you have to replace. Now, the Yankees do have a glut of infielders. Obviously, we know this, right? But the only way trading Gleyber right now makes sense is if Volpe and Peraza make the opening day rosters. And on top of that, if before you even think about dumping Torres, you could dump IKF. And now Boone is saying that he could play anywhere else. That tells you where the Yankees are thinking with him. I think that he's not going to play shortstop. I think Peraza's got the job, or Volpe. And you got Donaldson coming off the books next year. Okay? So with IKF $6 million coming off next year if you don't bring him back, and Donaldson's coming off, you have about $28 million left to maybe sign Gleyber to an extension or move it in other places. So can the Yankees get something in return for Torres that would warrant the trade of him? Like, would it make sense? It doesn't make sense because of what you're going to lose. You're losing somebody that is one of the best Yankee bats last year. He was second on the team in average, if you don't count Carpenter. And he's going to leave a big hole in your lineup. And you're not going to get, you might get top prospects. You're not going to get offensive MLB-ready players. Those type of trades don't happen. This isn't the NHL. So when you look at it in the large scheme of things, what Volpe and Peraza are doing in spring training, that would push the Yankees to trade somebody. If Volpe starts out hot, he had a leadoff home run today. He went 2 for 3 today, but we'll talk about the recap in a minute. 2 for 3 today is huge, right? And he looks good and comfortable in the infield. Now, is he ready to make the jump? Very limited AAA experience. So, are the Yankees comfortable making the jump for him? Peraza's already made the roster, so he should make the roster out of camp. So that leaves you with Gleyber, DJ, Volpe, Peraza, IKF, and Donaldson. Now, you tell me, out of those 6, who would you rather see go? Would you rather see Gleyber go? Would you rather see Donaldson go? Would you rather see IKF go? Because those are the 3 that have to leave. Those are the 3 that would be on their way out if you had to pick. DJ ain't going anywhere. Peraza and Volpe ain't going anywhere. Okay? You keep Gleyber at second base, you put Volpe at third. Or you move Peraza to third and put Volpe at second base. You keep Torres at second base. And now you have DJ as your Swiss Army knife as what he should have been this whole time. And what he will be, as long as he stays healthy. So when you look at Torres, keeping him for the near future makes sense. Now, if the Yankees send Volpe down to AAA to start the season, and he comes up in June, you still have time to trade Gleyber. And not for nothing, maybe Gleyber ups his value by having a good first half of the season. That can happen too. So it's a win-win situation for the Yankees. You keep him, you got a solid an all-star level second baseman. If you trade him, one of your young studs that's been talked about for years now is maturing and is an impact player on your roster. So it's a win-win. It's not, you want to look at this and trade him in the right situation. You just don't want to trade him because he's valuable. That doesn't make sense. You want to trade him for something that will benefit the Yankees, but you also have the prospects behind him or the systems behind him to replace him. Okay? Because we're already complaining about the Yankee offense and how stagnant it is, right? And you want to take away the second best average behind Judge? Think about that. It doesn't make sense. But tell me what you guys think about the Gleyber talk in the comments section below. Because, like I said, I think holding him for right now makes sense. If July comes around, the trade deadline in the middle of the season comes around, and trading him makes sense because Volpe is producing, Peraza is producing, and I'll give it to IKF or Donaldson is producing, right? And you can get away with trading him, do it. But for right now, hold on to him to see what you got with these kids. Yes, they're starting off hot. Yes, Peraza looks good. Yes, Volpe looks amazing. But it's only spring training, and it's only 7 games in. Right? Let's see if they can sustain this. That's why I said don't get excited about the kids just yet. Make sure they can sustain it. But going back to the game today, as for this recording, it was the bottom of the 9th inning. I don't know if the game ended. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees are up 9-1. Okay, so let's talk about Volpe and what he did today. Volpe led off. He went 2 for 3. Home run, leadoff home run, RBI, run scored. And on the spring, he's hitting 364. Okay, he looks great. He looks great in the field as well. That's a positive. That's a check mark towards trading Gleyber. Peraza got a look as well today. He went 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. So he walked a few times. He's hitting 333. So if Volpe sustains this and so does Peraza, then Torres becomes expendable. If they feel like Volpe, and they might do some weird service time manipulation as well. They might send him down even though he deserves to be up and then call him up after a certain date. I don't know if the CBA fixed that or not, but that could be something in the cards as well. Just keep that in mind. But you have this issue, and the kids are going to determine what happens with Gleyber Torres. And Gleyber's been good so far. He's had a decent spring so far. So, that's the things you got to look at. That's what you need to look at. You can't just say, oh, trade this guy, trade that guy, right? You have the ball's in the Yankees' court, just like with the Pirates and Reynolds. Okay, the ball's in the Pirates' court. They don't have to trade Reynolds. The Yankees do not have to trade Gleyber either. They have him under control for the next 2 years. Now, again, if Gleyber is being productive in the lineup and is somebody that ups his value, then trade him, and then you call up Volpe. So that's what it comes down to, because they're playing Volpe at second base a lot. So that tells you what they're thinking, right? But with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.